looking after their children.
We're continuing our coverage of the UN Commission on the Status of Women. Tonight we got a chance to hear firsthand from girls taking on the fight for women's rights in their home countries. They came to the UN in New York with help from the advocacy organization Let Girls Lead. Earlier I spoke with the founder of that organization, Denise, along with Emelin from Guatemala, Memory from Malawi, and Achie from Ethiopia. These young women all fighting for rights in their home countries of Guatemala, Malawi, and Ethiopia. You ladies, thank you so much for being with us. I know you are in town participating in the UN Commission on the Status of Women. Emelin, starting with you, you are from Guatemala. What is it like for girls in Guatemala?
My experience in Guatemala is that my community has very many problems that we as adolescent girls face. One of the big ones is early pregnancy, as well as maternal mortality of girls and sexual assaults and violence, lack of education and lack of access to health care. And in my community, many young girls and young women even consider committing suicide.
Memory, what about you? You are from Malawi. We recently did a story on this program about child marriage, so I know that is one issue in Malawi, and I understand you also have a personal experience with it with your sister?
My little sister was forced to get married the time she got pregnant, and this is usually the case where when you are pregnant, you are usually forced to go to the man who impregnated you.
How old was she when she got pregnant and had
My sister was 11 years old.
11?
Yes, and the time that she got, with the person who impregnated her was already in his 30s. So obviously, by this, she went into marriage and she faced a lot of abuse, violence, and she has no right on her body because as I am talking now, my sister now has 3 children. But right now she is 16, she'll be turning 17 of course. She's very young, but she's a mother of 3. So usually when you get married early, there are a lot of things that are connected that negatively impact on the girl child. So this is what my sister is going through. And as much as what my sister is going through, I know that I personally, I have a purpose. I have to do something about that.
Achie, what is life like for girls in Ethiopia?
We are seeing some improvements because there is more education, there's more health services that are given to girls today, but we need to do a lot more to reach the heights that we need to be on, because girls need much more education, more health, more safety, more economic empowerment in order to reach where we need to be.
I want to ask you, Denise, there are a lot of organizations that advocate for young girls and women around the world. What makes Let Girls Lead different from those?
What we really do is invest in visionary local leaders and organizations and strengthen them to develop game-changing solutions for girls. So what that looks like is finding leaders like the girls who are here and enabling them to amplify their voices and scale up the innovative and exciting initiatives that they have to go from reaching one more girl to really actually transforming their communities and their countries.
Memory, I want to ask you again, you're from Malawi. There is actually change happening. A law recently passed unanimously in Parliament banning child marriage. What future do you envision for yourself and for the girls in your country?
For this bill to pass, it wasn't just one thing. It took a lot of us. It took a lot of girls collaborating, connecting. We came together and talked about our issues. We amplified our voices. And through Girls Empowerment Network and Let Girls Lead, they initiated this program in my community, Stop Child Marriage Campaign, which was a very beautiful tool, a great tool which mentored young girls like me. And actually it's through Girls Empowerment Network and Let Girls Lead that have made a young woman you see today.
Achie, what about you? What do you want to do with your life now? And are you planning to devote your life to the empowerment of girls in your country, in Ethiopia?
Yeah, because I believe that even though I've not faced violence until this age, and I'm lucky, I know that these voices are the voices of my sisters, the voices of my friends, the voices of the girls next door. So they become my own story.
Denise, we just heard, these girls mention tangible change that has come about for girls in their countries just recently. How does your organization measure sort of accomplishment? What are the benchmarks?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we got started in 2009, and we had an external evaluation commission looking at what the impacts have been in terms of engaging girls. And what we now have is a network of 200 amazing leaders who are advocating for girls and have actually benefited over 7 million girls in the countries that we work in the past 6 years. So, using both qualitative and quantitative measures to really look at what the changes have been, and I think, you can see these girls here, the changes are enormous, and the power that they have and the leadership that they have developed is what creates that change in a really tangible and measurable way.
My thanks to Let Girls Lead founder Denise Dunning and Emelin, Memory, and Achie for sharing their stories with us.
Feminist icon Gloria Steinem joined peace activists today.